What's up guys, D-Rock1992 here. For this next video and for my next movie review, I'm going to talk about I'm going to review a movie that I saw just yesterday. It's a movie I've been looking forward to for a while. I wanted to see it in theaters last year. It's a 2015 film, but I didn't get to see it last year in theaters. Finally, I got around to going to see it. This movie is the movie Focus. Focus stars Will Smith and Margot Robbie in this film. Two big stars. I mean, Will Smith, the Fresh Prince, basically. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The big movie star. And Margot Robbie, who's really established herself as a big-time star. So these two lead this movie Focus. The movie overall is about this professional con artist, Nicky Splurgeon, who's played by Will Smith. Spurgeon, I believe. He is a seasoned con man. He's a con artist. And he takes under his wing a grifter, an inexperienced grifter named Jess Barrett. An inexperienced con person named Jess Barrett, who's played by Margot Robbie. So, basically, it's this guy, Will Smith's training Margot Robbie to be a con man just like him, basically. And the title of the movie, Focus, is basically referring to Will Smith's character losing his focus when he gets romantically involved with Margot Robbie's character. Because, you know, how could you not be romantically involved with Margot Robbie working that closely with her? I mean, wow. Margot Robbie's been in some... I mean, the first exposure I had of her was The Wolf of Wall Street. And she was very hot in that movie. And she is extremely hot in this movie. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, Margot Robbie is. She really is. And has established herself as as an actress, for sure. And Will Smith was one lucky dude when he was working with Margot Robbie on this movie. So, yeah, Focus does refer to the fact that Will Smith's character lost focus on what he was doing as a con artist. And his love with Margot Robbie's character leads to a lot of trouble. And shit goes in chaos, you know, as you go through the movie and all that. So that is essentially what the plot is of the film. The performances are pretty good. I mean, the standout is Will Smith. I mean, Will Smith plays a Will Smith serious... There are two Will Smith characters. There's the... Oh, hell no, Will Smith! Hell no, Will Smith. You know, there's the brash, outspoken, loud Will Smith character that he played in, you know, movies like Men in Black and Independence Day. And then there's the serious Will Smith, the character he's played in Concussion, I think iRobot, stuff like that, you know, movies like that are more serious. So Will Smith kind of does play the same serious character he always plays, but he plays it so well. Anyway, and I mean, he's just so effective with that character. And Margot Robbie does a good job as the co-lead in this movie, for sure. She does a nice job, I mean... But yeah, the standout is Will Smith, for sure. Margot Robbie, she does electrify with her sexiness. She is, like I said before, she is a very beautiful woman. So, there you go. The main villain in this movie is played by Rodrigo Santoro, who played Xerxes in the 300 movies. The villain in the 300 movies, Xerxes, King Xerxes. So, that's another guy there. So... Overall, the movie was solid. I mean, the complaints I have of it, at the beginning, the love between Will Smith and Margot Robbie's characters, that happened way too quickly for me. I like the love. In my movies, I like the love stories to kind of establish their own identity, take on. I want the love to be established, like not early, not really early, but I want the chemistry, to take some time to develop and all that. I want the love to develop. And with Focus, that didn't do that for me. And that was kind of disappointing in a way to me and all that. Will Smith's character also is kind of a douchebag in some aspects of the film. His character, it's kind of hard to like him at times. It's kind of hard to like Will Smith's character at times. He's just not that likable at moments in this movie and all that. I mean, but he was pretty damn lucky to have Margot Robbie's character, in that movie with him. To have the beautiful Margot Robbie, even if, actually, Margot Robbie is... Will Smith's about twice as older as Margot Robbie. So, that's one thing, too. But, I mean, they just work as a great... Will Smith has good youthful looks, and Margot Robbie, of course, has youthful looks as well. So that works, for sure. There was just something else throughout this movie for me that did not... It was not a great movie by any stretch, I don't think. So, but it was a good, serviceable movie. Focus was a good, serviceable movie that did its job. You had good performances from Will Smith and Margot Robbie. You had good emotional moments. You had good, you had intense moments. You had emotional moments. You learned a lot about the con game. The science of being a con artist and all that. You did learn a lot about that. And Will Smith was a good teacher in that aspect, teaching Margot Robbie and teaching the audience as well about the art of conning people and all that sort of thing. This movie was good. It was a solid film, but it was not a great movie. It was not a great movie. There were that issue at the beginning with the love story and just the fact that I was not as invested in it as I wanted to be. I wanted this to be a really good movie for sure, but it just wasn't that for me for some reason. I'm going to give it a 3, which is, according to my review system, solid/good. It's a solid, serviceable movie that does its job. Will I watch it again? If it's the only thing on, I probably will. But if there's any other good movie that's on, I'll probably watch that over this movie. But I mean, Focus did do its job. Just edged out, it's not a bad movie at all. It's not a disappointing movie. It's not a bad movie. It is a good movie, but not a great movie, however. And, I mean, that's what Focus is, basically. And, I'm a little disappointed by how it was only a good movie, an okay film, but not a great film. So I was kind of disappointed about that, but it's not a bad film by any stretch. I'd recommend it. I mean, I'd see it, but if there was any other movie that you could see that's better, see that movie over this movie. But, the performance by Will Smith in Concussion was way better than this performance in Focus. But Will Smith still does deliver a good performance in Focus, for sure. But his performance in Concussion was awesome. It was a really good performance. But yeah, this movie, again, it gets a 3 for me. So it was a good but not great movie. So that is it for my review on Focus. It's D-Rock 1992 out.